Talk to me about the need to make an informed decision in an easy fashion, right? Like most people, the way that I understand it, it's kind of like, well, we have access to this house, and then you got to go analyze this house in a vacuum. And then maybe there's access to another house and you got to analyze in the background. Talk to me about the typical kind of like selection experience that doesn't exactly meet this like easy criteria.
Part of the reason why people don't invest in this asset class is because it's very hard. And it starts with just the idea of identifying a property, even to make an offer on. I mean, normally people don't know where to begin. They don't know what market to look at. And within the market, they don't know the neighborhood. So, what do? They ask a real estate agent to help, and they end up driving around for sometimes months and months and months to learn and identify, but what we know is when you work with an expert who has done this thousands of times, the information that you need to make an educated decision can be at your fingertips. You don't have to waste months and months and months of driving around and most likely looking at things that really don't matter as far as actual success for your rental property. But it is very normal for it to take 6 to 12 months to be able to actually make an offer, or much less get an offer accepted. So you might be wasting a year of your life actually
Yeah.
getting to the point.
Yeah, and when it's like that, I don't think I can build my retirement around that. That just feels kind of like, oh, I can take advantage of opportunities a certain time and maybe be able to like, I don't know, build my net worth, but it doesn't seem very predictable if you're doing that, right? Like for someone to really see this asset class the way we see it as a better retirement asset class, you need to be able to like pick something out based on your schedule, not the schedule of like when there's properties available, right?
Yeah, 100%. If this whole structure, if this whole investment gets too hard, and it very easily can get too hard for people, it doesn't matter that the returns are better or the returns are more consistent. It's just people don't have time and they don't want to deal with it. So people go back to the more normal way of investing. So when I say the normal way of investing, I mean investing in traditional assets, stocks, bonds, mutual
The
funds.
average
Yeah,
way.
the average way of investing. But the normal way of investing in rental properties is hard. It takes a lot of teammates to be able to put something together. If you find the right properties, you end up putting offers in and they get rejected over and over and over again. It takes a lot of courage to make an offer, and then you get rejected over and over and over. And you do this for months and months and months, and your spouse is looking at you and saying, "Hey, that great idea you had to maybe build a better retirement account through rental property investing. You had a great idea you had 6 months ago or 9 months ago. You know what? It's really taken a lot of our family time away. You know what? So I'm not so much behind it anymore." And then people retreat back to what is more average. So that's the normal way of doing it. And then, listen, if you do get a property under contract, getting it to closing is a challenge. Let's say you close on it, then you have to go and find a contractor to do the work to be able to put it into great rental shape most of the time. And that now you've just turned yourself into a contractor or a general contractor and managing construction projects. And that is not what you signed up for. And then lastly, if you do all those things, you wind up spending some time trying to find a property manager, and then you're hit with some really terrible news because most of the time when you do that, the property manager does not agree with your numbers as far as how much it should rent out for, or the property manager doesn't subscribe to doing things like signing long-term leases or other things that by listening to this show are important. And you wind up, maybe a year and a half down the road, you probably have the asset, but you certainly are not excited about it. And you definitely are not going to scale. You're not going to realize the beauty of what this asset class can do for you.
So that's the average way of doing it. We want to hear present like that it doesn't have to be that way, right? Like you can be a not your average investor. We've done the work, right? We've listened to the Greg and his team have put in all this work into the JWB quarterly market update so that it shows that this is where the market's going. You found a growth market that fits with your plans. You found a team that has this data that can show all this performance.